Record-ology.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Record-ology, and here we are again with my beautiful Nakamichi Dragon. Just kidding, this is my Technics stereo double cassette deck RST16. Okay, so thank you guys for all the comments. I'm glad you enjoyed that video. So like I said, if you guys like it, we're going to do more of it. So we're going to tear it down, we're going to look inside, we're going to clean it up, we're going to see if we can spot the missing belt. Maybe it's just jumped. Maybe it's disintegrated, hard to say, but if you remember, the rewind belt on deck B was having a bit of an issue. Also, thanks to all your help dating this, everybody was telling me that's probably 87, 88. So that makes sense. That makes sense. And why do I think 1991? Well, probably in 1991, there was a lot of these on the market, keeping in mind that most of the tech you see out there, you know, you're not seeing it the second it hits the market. Other thoughts I wanted to convey on this is kind of back to how basic this is. I didn't mention this yesterday, but it doesn't even have auto reverse. No auto reverse. There's no headphone amplifier built in. Super basic. But everybody's told me so far in the comment, you guys have told me, that it should make really good recordings. So I'm excited to have it and learn more. Okay, I want to show you something cool with the auto tape select lights. So let me zoom in close there. I've got 3 different tape types. Now, I knew this. Sometimes I'll say stuff or be confused and not even know why, but I knew that tape decks sense the top of the tape to know what kind of tape it is. I don't know why in my mind I thought that was the switch that you chose. It's going to tell you what the tape is, and it uses it with little, you know, like you said, little fingers in the top. So here are the 3 tape types. On the far left, we've got a basic type 1 ferric oxide tape with the notches on the extreme edges. Next, we have a type 2 chrome tape, and you can see the notches are a little bit different. And then on the far right, we have the metal tape, which has those little center notches as well. Is there such thing as a type 3 tape? I would like to know that, but I love how when you start off here, so here we got the very, very common TDK type 1 tapes. Then you got your type 2 tapes. At this point, they're starting to look something special. Like this is something. And that's an odd size. You don't see a 20-minute tape that often. Pretty cool. But by the time you get to metal, you're like, okay, guys, we're really dealing with fancy stuff. But I want to show you something cool. Oh, yeah. One more thing. This is embarrassing. Didn't say red indicator. It said record indicator. I'm watching it. I'm like, really? You didn't see that? So that was this really stupid mistake. Thank you for being kind and gentle on my soul. Okay, guys, I've got the lights down low so you can see the color of these LEDs. If you have no tape in it like I do right now, it defaults to type 4 for some reason, which is kind of interesting. Okay, so there's a type 1 ferric oxide. We've got the red indicator. Sorry, I bumped I'm really zoomed in tight here, so my apologies when I bump it. Okay, let's put in the type 2 tape. This is the chromium tape. We go green in the middle, and then you already saw the color, so I'm not going to stick in a tape because it does the same thing. We've got sort of this, it looks orange in real life, but on camera it looks kind of greenish, yellowish for the type 4. So that's that. Next, we need to clean the heads, and I've got a question for you in there as well. So let's take a look at deck B to begin with, and we'll get in there and clean it with some isopropyl alcohol. Okay, guys, welcome to deck B. I did pop off the little cassette doors on the front just so I could reach the heads a little bit easier. I am going to use the tried and true method of the isopropyl alcohol soaked Q-tip, although I don't like when the cotton tears off on sharp corners. That is annoying. I've been using this method to clean tape mechanisms for 25 years, starting with $50,000 Betacam SP machines back when I was in broadcast. So it works. It's tried and true. Some people say only use denatured alcohol. Some people say isopropyl alcohol. I've never had a problem just with regular isopropyl rubbing alcohol. So we're just going to clean. So the question I had for you, there's the capstan. I still can't believe that drives the tape. It doesn't make sense to me, but it doesn't matter whether or not it makes sense to me. It just is what it is. So on the back side of that capstan is going to be a heavy flywheel, all that good stuff. Will you guys tell me what the heck this is? Keep in mind, this is the play-only deck. What the heck is this thing? Is it a fake erase head? I think somebody said it might be a fake erase head. Why would you need that? I don't understand why you would need that. Also, it's interesting, if we zoom in a little bit tighter on this head, you'll notice that the shape, educate me guys here, by the way, check out our Q-tip, we're doing something right. That is dirty. Notice how the center of the head, I'm not going to try and touch it, has like the black rectangle. And usually you can see like two sections within the black rectangle to indicate that it is stereo. And if it's just one big open area, singular one, it's typically indicative of it being mono. So this one has a little bit different shape and design. So tell me all about it. Educate me. I want to learn more. It looks like there's little copper filaments sticking up through this plastic block on the left. I really don't know what that is. I really don't know. But I think we got this adequately clean. So let's go ahead and jump over to deck A, i.e. the record deck. Okay, so we are on deck A now. We'll start with the combination record and playhead. I would love to get a 3-head deck. I've never had one of those either. Look at the capstan. It's got a lot of oxide buildup. Let's get that all cleaned off there, if it will come off. Wow, I might have to work on, might have to scrub that a bit because it doesn't want to come right off. Get the pinch roller here real quick. This one is definitely had more use. You can tell it's a lot more gunk that we need to clean out of it. Never seen a capstan with that much junk on it before. And I thank you guys for all the education you've given me on this deck and everything you've taught me about it. Here is our race head over here. Get that all cleaned up. Cool. Yeah, let me work on that capstan a little bit off camera where I can get in there with a little bit better leverage. But before we do that, one thing I noticed is kind of interesting is look at this weird belt right in here. You know what that is? That's for the mechanical tape counter right over there on the front, which is kind of interesting. A lot of people forget those are belt-driven mechanisms most of the time. Okay, I'm going to finish cleaning out deck A, and then we'll open the top. Just one more thing before we open it up. I'm going to use some of this groove goo. Just kind of mop up some dust. This thing saves so much time that you would spend with a Q-tip. Although I have to say, this thing is actually pretty dang clean. I did take off the cassette door covers. It's pretty universally just lift straight up off of the cassette door frames. Okay, now I'm going to power it off. Unplug the power cord and the audio cord, and we are really going to see what's inside this thing. Oh yeah, I wanted to mention this too. I have so many, oh yeah, but this, but that. If you don't feel comfortable cleaning, taking the lid off or taking the front doors off and cleaning with a Q-tip, you can always get one of these cassette tape cleaners. This is a TDK one. I also have a Crosley one. You literally just take the cleaner and soak it through there and then on there. It's kind of like a slightly abrasive material, and you soak it with the alcohol or the cleaner, although that's what's in there. And it does a pretty good job, but it only cleans where it makes contact, so it's not scrubbing around corners and things. Okay, here we go. Take 2. Big reveal. Ah, wow, cool. And let's take a look at what we got. Somebody told me to look at the date codes on the motors. That would help date the unit. My first initial glance through here, I see a Technics IC on the right there. No obviously blown caps, but these are the modern type. They're not old wax paper ones. These are going to be good solid caps that should last. Look at that IC. I'm not sure what that symbol is on there, that little triangular symbol. Interesting stuff. Ribbon cables. Here's our power source, which is isolated away from the main board and the decks. Although I don't really see, there is a shielding. There's shielding around the unit, but I don't see like a shield. Sometimes they'll shield off the whole area, which is kind of interesting. Look at this. This is the power switch. I've never seen one like that. Just like a big piece of plastic that goes down on that board. Look at those prongs down there. Interesting. Looking around back, there's the reverse side of the RCA jacks. Even labeled there on the board, line out, line in. Yeah, cool stuff. Let's go ahead and look at these motors. Here is deck A. There is deck A. What motor company? It's the same symbol. It's that same kind of triangular symbol. 14th July. Wait. 87. Okay. July 87. July 14th, 1987. Let's look down in there at those belts. Deck A had no issues. Look at the speed pots. Oh, that is so cool. See those yellow tabs? Those are the speed pots. That is awesome. How accessible is that? I love stuff that was made to be serviced. Here's deck B. See the metal wheel down there with the belt around it? That's the flywheel. So that's what's on the back side of that capstan. It's a big metal wheel instead of plastic. So it has a lot of mass inertia, which leads to speed regularity. Really cool. Okay, guys, so I have it plugged in now. Don't do this at home. You don't want to plug in electronics when the cover's open. You're not even supposed to open the electronics covers, but I did anyway. So that's my own risk that I'm taking. So I've got a tape in here. I don't see any belt or any issue that would cause the rewind not to work. So I'm going to hit play. I got a tape in here. Let's plug it. Let's power it on. Okay. Can we see everything working with play? And I'm going to hit fast forward or Q. Everything looks as it should. Even got a little greasiness to the gears, which is awesome. And now I'm going to hit rewind. And it works today. Belt's not broken whatsoever. Cool, and now it's just rewinding. It's not stopping. There might have been a tape tension sensor that was stopping it. Okay, there's always something pleasing about watching a YouTube show where you don't have to watch them screw or unscrew a cabinet. I really love skipping past that crap. So to save you from skipping past me doing that, I just take care of it off camera. Now let's go ahead and put these cassette doors. As you can see, they've got these notches, so they just pop off vertically and should go on relatively easily as well. These ones like to be in an almost upright position before they click into place. It can help when you're servicing it just to be able to access things a little bit easier. Okay, I've got it all connected back again. I have my Sony D131 Walkman or Discman. The reason why I'm picking this one for a source is it's got a line output, which is connected directly into the input of this device. For music, I'm using Smoky Mountain Hymns, sort of bluegrass music, and on Brentwood Music label. So this is beautiful music that shouldn't have any copyright issue. I'm going to go ahead and start that rolling up there. I'm going to power on this guy. Let's go ahead and record on the metal tape. Sorry, Randy Travis. We're going to plow right over you. And one time I was at a Randy Travis concert in South Dakota, and it was like at a not a stockyard, but it was like a fairgrounds, and the entire power grid in the area went off right mid-song. So I was there with 10,000 people, and this would have been like early 90s, and the whole concert just went instantly silent, all the lights off. It was really bizarre. He was a good sport about it. When the lights came back on, he's like, well, if I knew you felt that way, I would have left. Okay, so I'm going to rewind this deck. Look, it won't rewind now. Look at that. It's struggling. Oh, that's weird. That's really weird. So yesterday, when we had it like this, before we took it apart, the rewind wasn't working either. But then when we took the case off today, it was rewinding. Okay, I'm putting record only. Oh, wait. So it's one touch recording. Setting my level manually. We are recording, and we'll see what we get here. So I'm curious to see how this records. People say that it does a good job. Okay, guys, and we are ready to play back our recording. And I've got it hooked up to the Crosley S100s. And I had I'm chuckling because I had a little bit of a cabling issue in between takes there, but I got it sorted. It had to do with the output going into the speaker. And again, the speaker is about 4 feet away around a corner here, so it's not set up for a true fidelity test. We'll maybe do that. There's yet another show down the road. But let's go ahead and hit play and see what we recorded. On metal tape, too, by the way. Here we go. Sounds awesome. Sounds really, really good. This is very harsh, kind of high, bright music, so maybe that wasn't the best choice. And you know what? I got to find a certain tape. Now, as we discussed a little while ago, this thing is 1987, 1988. And when I think of music in 1987, I think of this. So why not test Michael Jackson's Bad? Granted, we didn't record this, but I can't help myself. Let's rewind to the beginning. And as we close out this show, you guys, thank you for hanging in there with us. I'm excited. I know my interest levels, and Techmone's talked about this on his channel as well. As a content creator, your interests have to drive the content. Otherwise, you're not going to be enthused about it. You're going to sound put out. And that's not cool. Nobody wants to watch somebody that's lamed out by what they're doing. But I personally want to be enthusiastic, want to be interested in whatever we're looking at. And right now, this is where my interest is. So that's why we're doing it, and that's why hopefully this is interesting. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, give me a thumbs down. Let me know in the comments what I got right, what I got wrong. Help educate me. Again, I'd appreciate that. If you really love this show, if you really love this channel, I want you guys to know that you're awesome. Even if you don't like it, you're awesome. And if you want to buy me a cup of coffee, just to say thank you. Just kidding. I don't need a thank you from you guys. But if you do want to help the channel continue to be able to purchase equipment, cool stuff to review, or you just want to, give me a pat on the back, you can actually buy me a cup of coffee. Link in the description below. You can also get cool Record-ology merch. But mostly I just want you guys to have fun and to join me each day. And speaking of joining me each day, we will see you tomorrow. Now let's listen to a little MJ.